Yo, what is going on, everybody? I'm gonna make two separate videos because I meant to make one yesterday, but I couldn't due to the unfortunate business I had to go handle. And I'm gonna make another video today. Yesterday I took one loss, today I took two wins. So I'm gonna just make a whole separate video explaining the wins. But today is yesterday's video on how I lost freaking trading on NASDAQ, smoking on that gas pack, but my bias ended up being correct. So let's honestly talk about it. So coming into freaking yesterday, oh, okay. Coming into yesterday, we had this massive sell-off because of market crashing. So I didn't really look at the daily because the daily was just a whole bunch of just we've really just been in an accordion pattern. Although I do look at the daily to start off my daily bias. When I heard the news that market crashed, my sole focus was on the 1 hour and 4 hour. Can we load? Okay. 1 hour and 4 hour. Literally just solely because I was like, okay, there's no point in looking at the daily. This just happened overnight, so I'm gonna have to look what just happened in the last 4 hours and what just happened in the last hour to establish what I'm gonna do for 15 minute, 5 minute, and 1 minute. So from there, I'm looking and I see we have a huge sell-off. And like I said in previous videos, what do we usually do when we have a huge sell-off? We like to retrace back into areas of liquidation. So as we see right here, we have all these fair value gaps right here that I wanted to see price come up and sweep into and then continue down. So I could take that short because I knew that's what price was wanting to do. I knew it wasn't going to want to fill all these orders maximum because first of all it was a no news Monday, second of all it was a Monday, third of all market literally just crashed, so I know it would be nice to see at least a couple little retraces before it would be able to continue its way back down. So with that in mind, as you can see I have my executions there, but with that in mind I'm like, okay, for for hourly draws on liquidity, I didn't really use any draws on liquidity because we had none. All we just had was hourly for value gaps. I didn't want to mark. I didn't want to mark for hour for value gaps. I think better off was just hourly for value gaps that I wanted to see price tap into. Price didn't really tap into here until today, but on ES, however, oh I turned off my I got rid of my drawings here. On ES, it did ended up tapping into these fair value gaps right here, the ones that I had marked out previously before today, and using that knowledge of marking out the fair value gaps, I'm like, okay, let me get a retrace into that, and I want to see rejection to the bear side, and that is exactly what I got on Nasdaq. From there, we came up, pushed into this order block. I wanted to see rejection. We did end up getting rejection, and that was honestly my 5 minute retrace because from there we pushed up. We closed bullish, and from there I wanted to see rejection out, and then I wanted to see one more retrace bullish because that is part of my strategy. And as you can see right here, we did retrace back into the fair value gap and then close out bullish though. But for me, that was still good because I was still looking for setups. And after that, I really just got into the 1 minute. And honestly, this is low-key where I got done dirty. Um, so we made a 1 minute SMT and coincidentally a 5 minute SMT here. It's on ES as well, but I deleted my drawings, which is unfortunate. So, because I didn't take a trade on ES, but next time, note to self, I'll literally keep that in mind. So just keep my drawings. But made a 5 minute and a 1 minute SMT. I just kept them both on the same thing because they were literally exactly on the same route. From there, that was looking confirming my bias even more. We made a bearish order block right here. I want to see price step back into this, and as well as a closeout. We also made a fair value gap right here that price ended up invalidating, but price ended up coming back to this area and closing bearish as well. And as soon as it closed bearish on that, we ended up tapping back into this orderly, not orderly, but bearish order block and closing bearish out of that. And we were still in the discounted area for equilibrium, and that's looking all I needed. Excuse me, that's looking all I needed for me to take this trade. And my trade was solely based off of, because it was a no news Monday, I was playing it very safe. My trade was solely based off of equilibrium lows right here. This is basically what it was based off of. But honestly, before we even continue to see what the rest of the price gives us, I originally wanted price to be able to either tap this 1 minute 1 minute fair value gap right here that I thought it was a strong area liquidity, or at least touches overlapping uh both these overlapping fair value gaps, because this uh black highlight was a black fair value gap. I mean 5 minute fair value gap. This was a 1 minute fair value gap. I want to see, and they were overlapping. I want to see price tap into the either the overlap or at least into the 5 minute. And that was honestly on a regular Tuesday or Wednesday or whatever date that price is actually volatile was gonna be my actual like one of my take profits. But for this, I was just playing it safe with a 1.3, have equilibrium lows, get stopped out at above the order block at equilibrium highs, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So as you can see right here, I entered the trade. I was in drawdown for a pretty hefty amount. I don't know why. Okay, there we go. I was in drawdown for a pretty hefty amount, and from there, we were back in price, and price actually broke structure to the downside. And honestly, unironically, at this time is when the seek and destroy method, not really method, but seek and destroy time macro I guess you could say, but seek and destroy time of area comes on, and this is where I eventually got stopped out and got liquidated. And eventually later on, price came back down and followed my bias, and literally not really expeditiously, but followed my bias, and coincidentally, on a no lose Monday, which I thought was kind of crazy, hitting my take profit of these two overlapping fair value gaps right here. So I was like, okay, wow, like overall my bias was correct, but I still lost. It's pretty unfortunate, but there's really nothing you could do. Um, Lessons learned, honestly, one, going into this because of that huge market sell off, I probably shouldn't have traded, because one, market is trying to recover. Two, it was a no news Monday, and that's really um crucial, at least to my terms of trading, because trading no news Mondays, price is not really volatile. Like you could still win trades, you could still lose trades, but however, what's the point if price is not really uh moving, if that makes sense. Um, Lesson learned, maybe I don't know. This was Loki. I don't want to say textbook trade, but this was honestly a pretty decent trade in my opinion. I waited for a confirmation to the downside. We also broke 5 minute structure, but the thing is, I didn't look at the 15 minute, and honestly, that was probably my fault, because to me it looks like we were just retracing on the 15 minute before. It looks to me we were literally in bullish order structure on the 15 minute, which is why I got stopped out, because my retraces on the 5 minute was probably a huge retrace on the 15 minute before price were to continue going back up, before price actually ended up breaking structure to the downside and continue it on bearish. So that was honestly my bad. I think that's something I could look at more, is monitoring the 15 minute more and the 5 minute, because I have a bad habit of monitoring them, because at the end of the day, higher time frames hold higher power. Just because you're bearish on 1 minute, it could just be a 5 minute retrace. You know what I mean? But yeah, and I think that's pretty much like the biggest lesson learned out of all of this. Really, just to keep looking at the higher time frames, not really high, but just like in my span of area. If I want to trade 1 minute, I would rather look at the 5 minute and the 15 minute. I don't really look at the 3 minute, because I don't really see anything important, at least to me. Not my way of trading. But yeah, I mean, lesson learned. Um, Price ended up playing on my bias, but ended up taking the L. But today I actually ended up kicking Nasdaq's butt, and I woke up late, and I kicked ES's butt as well. Solid trade entries. I'm gonna make another video on that, but I'm gonna catch you guys in the next video. If you like, please follow my TikTok, follow my Twitter. Twitter is low-key just crypto, but I haven't been active on there in like a couple days. But I'm gonna start to get active on my socials. I want to start to do like a 30-day challenge where I'm just literally just posting nonstop. Maybe even on my YouTube. Depends what it is. Maybe I'll just like do trading, or maybe like back test, or just like come back with this, like, I don't know, just like face cams 1-to-1. But yeah. Other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video where I won 2 wins in a row, which literally overcame this loss. But I'm not really looking. I'm looking on wins, but I'm really looking on like how to get better. But that being said, I'm gonna catch you guys. I'm out. Peace.